In-law Tony and Sister Anne open a chapter entitled Dangerous Company.
Anne?
Yes?
Have you heard anything from David?
Good gracious. The third evening in succession.
What?
But you've asked me about David. You wouldn't mind a chance of something on your conscience?
Something on my conscience?
Something on your conscience.
Concerning?
David.
Concerning David?
Concerning David.
Something on my conscience?
You'll win yet. I'm beginning to feel giddy.
Nothing, I assure you. Why? What made you think I had?
You've been acting strangely.
Oh, nonsense. Pure imagination. Yeah. What the dickens you done with my slippers?
You've got them on.
Yeah. Look, Anne, I don't know what you're trying to imply, but you're wrong.
That doesn't make sense.
What?
If you don't know what I'm implying, how can you tell whether I'm wrong?
I've had a hard day at the office.
Ah, yes, I know. I'm sorry, darling. Sit down and I'll get you the evening paper.
Not my fault. They've decided to stop seeing each other.
Who, darling?
Oh, you know perfectly well who, Zoe and David.
Oh, well, of course it isn't your fault. How could it be? Here's the paper. You can have a nice quiet read while I go and settle the children down.
Even David admits it was probably for the best, and so it is. If you're not sure whether you're in love after going out together for a whole year, you might just well pack it in. Well, it stands to reason, doesn't it? All right, so I inadvertently put the idea into his head by asking him when he was going to marry the girl. But it was a casual enough remark, surely. Made in all innocence. Anybody would think that I maliciously set out to cause trouble between them. But I didn't, you know. It was entirely their own decision. So there you are. I don't see how anybody can say it was my fault.
Feel better now?
Implying what?
Nothing, darling, but I'm glad you mentioned it.
Glad? Why?
It's cleared it all up. I did feel you were partly to blame, and I felt very cross with you, but not anymore.
No?
Quite the contrary.
Well, that's all right, then.
I think it's very sweet of you to own up.
Own up?
Teasing, I promise. By the way, David phoned this afternoon.
Really?
Say he'd be round this evening.
Oh, good. How did he sound?
Difficult to say. He was in rather a hurry. He's bound to feel depressed for a time, but he'll soon get over it. He's remarkably buoyant.
Oh, quite unsinkable.
It's funny, you know. He gives people a completely false impression.
Yes, and so quickly, too, in a few short, garbled words.
My point exactly. He may be shy and get himself tied in knots, but I don't mean this unkindly. He doesn't need your help or mine.
No. And a psychiatrist might prove expensive.
Make no mistake about it, David knows what he's doing.
Oh, come now, Anne. That's a terrible accusation.
He's perfectly capable of running his own life.
Bless his heart, of course he is.
Just remember that in future.
Yes, I'll remember.
But as far as breaking it off where Zoe's concerned, well, I'm sure it will turn out for the best.
Well, let's hope so.
Bound to. I don't know that I altogether believe in luck, but David certainly got a guiding star.
Yes, I know, and it's a big responsibility for me.
That's not what I meant.
Sorry.
He not only falls on his feet, trouble literally bounces off him.
You don't have to tell me. I get caught on the rebound.
Not only trouble, life's little intrigues, too. But then in an odd sort of way, he's, how can I put it? Well, insulated. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Thick-skinned. No. Sorry, no. Impervious.
Completely.
Yeah.
I remember being terribly anxious when he first moved into his flat. I felt he should be protected from the dangers of this wicked world. But there was really no need.
None, and for an obvious reason.
And that is?
Well, he wouldn't recognize temptation even if he met it. And by the time you pointed it out, he'd have missed it anyway.
That's David, all right.
For the most part, living in a world of his own, and when he comes down to earth, enjoying a sort of diplomatic immunity.
Well, there you are. We might just as well stop fussing.
We might indeed. Oh, not that I was.
Not that I thought you were.
Bless you. I hope he's not too depressed.
We'll soon know. There he is now.
All right, I'll let him in.
Tony.
Yeah?
It might be wiser not to mention Zoe.
No, not a word.
Hello there, Tony, old man.
Hello. Come along in.
And hello.
Well, how's the world with you, David?
Spinning.
I've missed seeing you around. Surprising though it may seem.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Oh, I wouldn't put it down to that.
Well, how would you explain it then?
People who suffer from an old complaint often grow attached to it. Where have you been hiding yourself?
Ah, that'd be telling.
Yes, I suppose it would. Yes. Go on, in you go.
Oh, right. Oh, hello there, Anne.
Hello, Poppy. What have you been doing with yourself these past few days?
He's not telling,
A secret from us?
apparently.
Then we won't even ask him about it, will we?
No, we'll wait till he trips up.
Well, it's not really a secret.
No, he's pulling a leg. You don't have to tell us unless you want to. Does he, Anne?
Well, of course not. What happened?
I'm in love.
In love?
Love?
I don't know whether I'm on my head or my heels.
Oh, come now, this is no time to discuss your failings. Now, we want to hear your news. Not that I believe it for a second. You're obviously joking.
On the contrary,
You're really in love?
passionately,
I knew he was joking.
madly.
Ah, that has a ring of truth.
What's more, I owe it all to you. Me? But for you, I'd still be going out with Zoe.
No, just a second. You can't blame me for that.
Blame you? Oh, you were absolutely right, and I'm eternally grateful.
Oh, my dear chap. Oh, I can't take all the credit. You knew your own mind.
Yes, that's why I listened to you.
Very sensible. Is she attractive?
Oh, gosh, you've no idea how attractive.
I can imagine.
She's all I've ever dreamed.
Ah, that restricts my vision. It might be as well if you described her.
Well, dark hair, delicate features, liquid eyes.
I know the sort. One glance and you melt visibly.
Sophisticated and very chic, beautifully dressed.
That calls for a description of her figure.
Oh, but beyond any words of mine.
Oh, it happened awfully quickly, Poppy.
I was hers at the drop of an eyelid.
Yes, but who is she? Where did you meet? Come to that, what's her name?
Melissa Barry.
Melissa Barry?
Yes, why? Did you know her?
Oh, yes. I know her.
Yes. How did you come to meet her?
Well, by a lucky coincidence. Or rather, by a whole string of coincidences. Her father happens to be a client of mine. That was the first. Melissa doesn't live at home, but on the one night I went round to discuss business with her father, she happened to be there. That was the second coincidence.
And then?
And the very next day, her car broke down right outside my office. At least she thought it had.
But by a strange coincidence, there was nothing wrong with it.
But she got the brake full on all the time.
I shudder to think what will happen when she takes it off.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
You're just thinking aloud.
Isn't she a little old for you, Poppy?
Well, I don't think age matters. Anyway, she's not that old. About 3 years younger than you.
Oh, as young as that.
Where are you seeing her next?
This evening.
Really?
Yeah, at 7:30.
I see. Taking her out somewhere?
Yes, but Melissa's all against making set plans. I'm going round to her flat, and we'll decide what we'd like to do then.
I doubt if you'll share the same interest.
Oh, I don't mind where we go, as long as we're together.
Yes, but it might not be a question of where, but how far.
But I've got the office car with me. Distance is no object.
David, old boy, ever heard of keeping your distance?
Well, naturally.
Yes, well, that'll be your object.
Oh, I always do, anyway. Especially if it's been raining.
Raining?
Well, I like to keep at least 50 yards apart.
Her flat can't be that big, surely?
Oh, it's a comfortable size. Her flat? I'm talking about driving.
Oh, silly out me getting muddled. You'll be safe enough. I don't know the girl all that well, but I'm sure she'll have the sense to steer clear of a learner.
Oh, I wouldn't want to go out in her car. Not anymore. She took me for a drive on Saturday, and I never had such a terrifying experience. We exceeded the speed limit all the way.
Ah, now that's what I was talking about.
What?
Melissa being a shade on the fast side.
Ooh, goes like the wind.
Anne,
Yes?
I've done my best. Over to you.
Poppy, would you do me a favor?
Yes, of course.
Go and put Carol's light out for me. I'm sure she'll want to kiss Uncle David goodnight.
All right, huh? Now, I meant what I said about being grateful, Tony. But for you, it might never have happened.
Yes, all right. There's no need to go on about it. No, I mean, it was nothing.
Oh, it was everything.
Melissa Barry.
The original man trap.
Collects men like so many new hats and discards them as quickly.
I say that's rather apt. Particularly applied to David.
Meaning?
Oh, women have an odd taste in hats, too.
Ah. Now, Tony.
He's hardly a collector's piece.
He's unique.
Your point.
This is the one occasion when Carol's delaying tactics are going to prove useful.
From what angle?
He'll never get away without reading her a story, and that gives us time to think what we can do.
Well, nothing much we can do.
We've got to do something. We can't just sit around while she breaks his heart.
Stop fussing. He's perfectly capable of running his own life.
Who, David? Nonsense.
I'm quoting you.
Yes, I know, and I was talking nonsense. We've just got to warn him.
How do we do that?
I don't know, but whatever we decide, you'll have to put it awfully tactfully.
I will?
But for you, it might never have happened.
Oh, I knew you couldn't resist that.
I'm sorry, darling, I'm not blaming you. But you've just got to speak to him. He listens to you.
No, I wish he wouldn't. What am I expected to say?
Explain what sort of a woman she is.
Oh, for goodness sake, what do you think I've been trying to do for the last 10 minutes?
You'll have to put it more bluntly.
A moment ago, I had to put it tactfully.
Bluntly, but in a tactful sort of way.
Now, seriously, Anne, I think you're being a bit unfair to Melissa. A man trap, yes, but not a man-eater.
Ah. Now, this is all very surprising. You seem remarkably well informed. Personal experience.
No such luck. No such thing.
Come to think of it, you've never mentioned knowing
Oh,
her.
I met her once, years ago.
Well,
Oh, I forget now.
before we were married.
Well, I suppose it must have been.
It had better have been.
Do you remember old Ray Cleveland?
Vaguely.
He felt her in a big way. He used to sit round the club raving about her.
How long was it before she grew tired of him?
No, 2-3 months.
Oh, dear. Still, I expect he soon got over it.
Oh, quite the reverse. Broke the poor old lad up completely. Took him the best part of a year to... Oh. I'll speak to David.
Ah, bless you.
Blunt, but in a tactful sort of way. Now, let's think. How am I going to...
She fell asleep while I was reading to her.
Pity. If she doesn't get to bed earlier.
I must go and see about the supper. You will forgive me, won't you?
No alternative.
See you before you go, Poppy.
Yes, all right.
David, old boy.
Yes?
About
What?
About Melissa.
Oh, what about her?
Well, let me see. How can I put it? She's the sort of woman who, well, to put it bluntly, collects men like hats and discards them as quickly.
Like hats?
Yeah, I'll put it another way.
Oh, I wish you would.
The feminine equivalent of the big game hunter. She looks upon men as trophies.
Well, has their heads stuffed and hung on the wall?
I wouldn't say that exactly. Anyway, it wouldn't be necessary in your case. Sorry, pulling up.
No, not only about that, all the way round.
I'm afraid not. She's not interested in you for yourself, only in adding you to her collection.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I could scarcely be called big game.
You're unique. It's not so much a case of leading you up the garden path as leading you into a trap. Remember how the car conveniently broke down outside your office?
Yes?
Part of the trap.
But she'd been driving with the brake on.
So you said before, but she'll be picking up speed this evening and you'll be right inside the trap. Alone together in her flat.
Yes, but only for a few minutes, then we'll be going out.
My dear old lad, the moment you set foot in that flat, you'll be virtually out for the count.
Out for the count?
Yeah. Remember those liquid eyes of hers?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, part of the bait. One glance and you'll go limp. I'm only guessing, of course, but would I be right in presuming she wears a rather fascinating perfume?
Oh, gosh, yes.
See? You're practically drugged at the thought of it. What chance are you going to stand when she's sitting right there slap beside you? And that brings us to the next thought, inviting lips.
Oh, now, look, I'm not suggesting she'd actually try and well, I mean that she'd really want, or rather expect me to
accept the invitation.
I say, steady on.
I'm not saying she's all that interested in the kiss itself, but it proves she's captivated again, landed another trophy. Understand now? I know it's come as a bit of a shock to you, but it's better to be told now than find out later.
Oh, no. No, Tony, I don't believe that. You're just joking.
Well, let's say I'm half joking, but take the other half as a warning, and... Oh, yes, now, of course, you can learn something from it.
What's that?
How to handle Melissa. If you really want to keep on going out with her, you'll have to keep her guessing. You must never let her feel sure of you, not even for a moment.
So what do I do?
Hold back. She seems odd advice to give you, I admit, but good advice for all that. First and foremost, don't declare your love. You like her, you're fond of her, you may grow to love her. And don't enthuse over her. She's attractive, yes, but not a raving beauty. Nice enough eyes, but not liquid, except when they water. Nice enough hair, too, but you just don't go a bundle on it. Pleasant enough features and what passes for a good figure, until you pass one that's better. Treat her as none of her other boys have treated her, and you may end up by being the one and only.
Do you think so?
Well, it's worth trying.
Oh, right, it is. Well, I better run through it again, just to check. Like her, grow to love, attractive but no raving beauty, nice enough.
David, I don't know whether you realize it, but it's nearly 7:30.
Oh, good gracious, so it is. Well, I must be on my way. Thank you, Tony. Grateful again.
Oh, my dear chap, pop in tomorrow and let us know how you got on.
Oh, all right, I will. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Bye,
Good luck.
I gather you told him.
Yes.
Bluntly?
At first. Then I had a better idea. As often as not, anything said to David is unwittingly repeated back. Agreed?
And made to sound 1,000 times worse.
I've just been saying one or two things about Melissa.
It'll make her furious.
Exactly. And she'll show herself in her true colors. He'll be disillusioned.
The spell will be broken.
And we can stop fussing again.
All right, coming.
Hello, Melissa.
Oh, hello, sweetie. Come in. I've just been doing my nails. Can't go out till they're dry. Sit down.
Oh, thanks.
Not there, silly. Next to me.
Oh, right.
Still love me as much as ever?
No.
No.
No, well, no. That is, I'd forgotten. I told you I did. And to tell you the truth, I think I must have been carried away.
Meaning that you don't love me, after all?
I like you.
Only like.
Yeah, yes, but you never know. You may grow on me in time. Oh, it may grow into love.
Oh, that's something. I take it you still think I'm attractive.
Attractive, yes.
Oh, good.
But I wouldn't say you were raving.
I'm not too sure about you.
But I wouldn't say you were a beauty.
I'm not too sure about all this honesty either. Oh, I must have some good points, surely.
Some, yes.
You certainly thought so before. My eyes, for instance.
Yes, I know. And I still think they're watery. Still think they're nice. And you've got a nice enough bundle of hair, too.
Bundle?
Oh, nice hair, too.
I only combed it a minute ago, so it should be tidy.
Oh, it is. Perfectly tidy.
I feel thoroughly demoralized. Now, how about my figure? Will that pass?
Until I pass one that's better.
You're beginning to make me cross.
No, I was only joking, honestly. You make jolly nice passes. You've got a jolly nice figure.
Now, just calm down, sweetie, and tell me what it's all about.
Nothing to tell.
You know what I think? I think somebody's been saying horrid things about me and putting ideas into your head.
Why should anybody want to do that?
Just to be spiteful.
Oh, you're certainly wrong about that. Well, why on earth should he feel spiteful?
Who?
Nobody you know.
I don't want to know his name. But I think it's only fair I should know what he said. Well, I'm entitled to defend myself, surely.
I suppose so.
What did he tell you about me?
That you hunted a lot of game men in hats.
Hunted a lot of...
Collected a lot of big game as trophies.
big game?
Collected men's heads as trophies.
With or without shrinking?
How do you mean?
Macabre joke, sorry. You were saying I collect...
Men and look on them as trophies.
Oh, dear, I've heard this so many times. I've been out with lots of boyfriends, but not because I'm a trophy hunter. For a rather more ordinary reason. Do you know what I'm looking for?
No? What?
The right man? Is that so terrible?
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be silly. I'm used to it. I don't know why, but I seem to make a lot of enemies.
Oh, I wouldn't say Tony was your enemy.
Tony! Your brother-in-law. I thought as much. And I think I know why he's trying to cause trouble between us.
Why?
Guilty conscience. He's afraid I might tell you something that happened once. At a party.
Oh, what was that?
It was nothing. Tony was a little squiffy and, well, he suddenly seized me in his arms and kissed me.
You can't be serious.
Well, I don't think one little kiss is serious, especially when it happened nearly 3 years ago. Oh, I suppose I shouldn't have mentioned it. But now that I have, I want you to promise me 2 things. Never to tell Mrs. Tony.
Well, I wouldn't dream of telling her.
And to put it right out of your mind and stop worrying. Promise?
Promise.
Good. And what are we going to do with ourselves this evening? Go out for a drive? Go out to dinner? Show?
Well, I don't really mind.
Nor do I, when I'm with you. Oh, it's a shame you're not in love with me after all. Still, we'll just have to wait and see if it grows.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we shouldn't enjoy ourselves while we're waiting.
None.
Do you like my perfume?
Fascinating bait. Absolutely fascinating.
You're so different from anyone else I've met.
Am I?
Darling.
Darling. Oh, gosh, some trophy.
Something you've got to talk to Tony about?
Yes.
What this time?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Interesting. He's usually home before this.
Yes, but he said he might be a little late this evening. How did you get on with Melissa last night?
All right, you know.
Still as much in love as ever?
Yes, I am.
Good gracious. Despite what Tony told you.
Tony's in no position to say anything against me. It's got nothing to do with Tony.
Now, what could all that mean? Of course, there must be a connection.
Between?
Melissa and what you've got to talk to Tony about.
Possibly.
But you're not going to talk to me about it.
Oh, now look, Anne, it isn't that I don't want to tell you. I'd tell you like a shot if I could, but, well, I can't.
Why?
Because I promised Melissa I wouldn't.
Oh, so it's something Melissa said. We're getting on. But I can't see where it's getting us. Just a second, though. Tony admitted he'd met her once, but he was rather vague about it.
Honestly, he's no good jumping to conclusions. He's bound to be vague. It happened so long ago.
Happened? What happened?
Their meeting. You don't expect to remember every detail after nearly 3 years.
3 years? Oh, so they've met since we were married. Tony didn't mention that.
Well, you may have forgotten it, Anne. It was probably one of those chance meetings.
Some chance.
No, seriously, for all you know, he might just have kissed her in the street.
Kissed her?
Seized her at a party. Passed her when he was swiffy. Or passed out at the party. Oh, gosh, I think I must have passed out.
We're doing famously. Let's see. What have we got now? Melissa, kiss, squiffy, party, 3 years ago. What else? Ah, Tony. Now we can hear his version. We're in here, darling. Waiting.
Hello. Hello there.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
Hello then. Well, David, old boy, how did you get on with... Waiting?
For your explanation.
Of what?
Your second meeting with Melissa.
Second meeting?
Second.
So I can remember I only met her at once.
Convenient memory. You didn't by any chance kiss her in the street.
Kiss her in the street?
About 3 years ago.
No, not that I can recall.
Not even at the party?
All right, I plead guilty. What am I supposed to have done?
Kissed Melissa Barry at a party about 3 years ago.
David,
Yes?
I'm waiting.
For what?
Your explanation.
Well, it's no good asking me. You'll have to ask Melissa.
Oh, so that's where you got it from. From that little. You didn't believe her, did you? She doesn't care what she says. She'd say anything, make up any story. Did you believe her?
No, not for a second.
I'm asking David.
I'm going home.
I'm surprised at you.
I'm surprised at myself. Come on, Psyche.
Come on. Come on back in. I didn't mean you to take it seriously.
No, but I'd rather go home. I've got a lot of thinking to do. Good night.
Cheerio.
Bye, Poppy. And we've got a lot of planning to do.
Planning?
Do you remember how peaceful it was when Zoe was his girlfriend? We didn't have to fuss about him then.
Well, that's true enough.
Then you must see my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Get Zoe back.
Everything arranged?
Yes. Zoe was delighted to fall in with our plan. Apparently she'd been lost without David. Oh, by the way, I told her about Melissa.
How did she react?
She didn't.
Ah, good. I hope he's done something about that.
So do I.
Where is he?
In the kitchen, giving Psyche her...
Go on, in you go. Oh, hello, Tony.
Hello there. Nice of you to babysit for us tonight.
Well, the least I can do.
Hope you won't mind my asking, but have you spoken to Melissa?
Oh, yes, I've spoken to her.
What did you say? That you didn't want to see her again?
Well, there was no need to say that after I'd finished telling her what I thought of her. And of the rotten trick she played on Tony. You know, it's funny, I'm usually stuck for words, but for once in my life, they really flowed.
Ah, good for you.
I wonder who that can be.
Yeah, I wonder. We'll answer it on our way out. Cheerio, man. See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye, Poppy.
Oh, no, you're staying here to keep me company. You're all I've got left now. So there you are. I'm afraid you'll have to put up with me. Well, it's jolly nice to hear.
Hello, David.
Zoe.
I left some gloves of mine here.
Oh, did you?
No, I didn't. That was just my excuse.
Well, why the sudden change of mind?
Why should I have secrets from you when you can't possibly keep any from me?
Well, that's the point. I suppose it was Anne's idea to bring us together again.
Yes, and I must say, I thought it was a wonderful idea myself, but if you'd rather...
Oh, no, I like it too.
Oh, good.
Well, let's sit down.
Yes, all right.
Look, Zoe, there's something I've got to tell you.
No, nothing. We're together again, and as far as I'm concerned, we were never apart.
Well, I don't feel we have been apart, actually. I feel that, well...
We can pick up just where we left off.
Yes, and I know just where we left off, too. Darling Zoe. Oh, gosh. I know we're not sure whether we're in love with each other, but it doesn't matter. Do you know why?
Why?
It's such fun finding out.
In this edition of A Life of Bliss, The artists taking part were David Bliss, George Cole, Anne Fellows, Diana Churchill, Tony Fellows, Colin Gordon, Psyche the dog, Percy Edwards, and Zoe Hunter, Sheila Sweet, with Maxine Audley as Melissa Barry. This recorded program was written by Godfrey Harrison and produced by Leslie Bridgemont.
Group B, Note 1, Insolvency. The meaning of insolvency and the manner in which a person acquires an insolvent status. A. Bibliography and general remarks. A. Our statute law. Our entire law of insolvency has been consolidated by Act number 24 of 1936. This is one of the most important Union statutes. For example, it is one of the acts prescribed for the examination which must be passed by a person who has studied at